Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Elite Wrestling World. I am your host GhostSaad. Thank you guys for joining me right here for AEW Double or Nothing post show review. What a banger of a pay-per-view we have. All the matches delivered brilliantly. MJF is the new AEW World Championship for the third time in his career, and Okada and Takeshita delivered one of the classic on this pay-per-view as well. Overall, I think so. Double or Nothing was one of the best pay-per-views of 2026 till now. So let's get dive into it and talk about that. So we started off with FTR versus Copen Cage I Quit match, New York State fight for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. If Cage and Cobb loses, they must retire as a tag team. So that was the stipulation. What a brutal, violent war to kick off the show. The Queen's crowd absolutely crushed, singing Copeland's theme. Wheeler and Copeland piled outside as Cage dished out 10 corner punches and biting to Harvard's face as well. We saw Copeland flew in with a crossbody as Cage took referee Paul Turner belt and whipped the hell out of both FTR as well. That looks good. Chair shot to the back by Wheeler, who placed the chair over Copeland's neck and posted him. That looks violent as well. Then we saw Harvard saved his partner with the chair, laying out Cage. Copeland is bleeding from the eye as well. We saw Stockley getting involved in the match as well. We saw Stockley getting involved, hitting Copeland with the stolen watch, and FTR connect another shatter machine. And then Beth Copeland's music hit and she beat the living hell out of Stockley, shoving him into the steps as well. Harvard brought out lighter fluid, spraying the table ringside, and Stockley brought Beth up to the apron to drop him on the flaming table. Wheeler charged, but Beth moved and Wheeler speared Stockley through the flaming table to huge holy shit chants, and that was one of the best moments on the pay-per-view as well. And then Harvard was going to give a concerto to Copeland, telling him to say I quit. He wants to see his daughters tomorrow if Beth hit a low blow. And then Harvard screamed no when Copeland tells Beth to give him the spike, and she give it to that barbed wire board from under the steps, and Copeland drove spike onto the forehead of Harvard, who screamed he quits. So a very good moment. Copeland and Cage hugging it out, winning the tag titles after 25 years, and hugging Beth Phoenix as well. And that was one hell of a opener to start off the pay-per-view. Copen Cage new AEW World Tag Team Champions. Next up is Okada versus Takeshita for the AEW International title. What a match this was. Phenomenal, as the crowd wanted a new champ, and they certainly got it. Even in defeat, I'd say this was one of the best Okadas showing in AEW, and this was the Okada that we saw in Japan as well. So very happy to see this kind of performance from these two, and the match delivers with huge expectations. Their previous match at Worlds and in the semi-final of Continental Classic was a very good one, but not that caliber of a match. And this match delivered at all cylinders, possibly 5-star match. Don Callis was on commentary, and the bell sounds, and we already have holy shit chants from the New York crowd, and these two exploded out of the gate. Okada slowed the pace considerably, keeping Takeshita down, but Takeshita was all over Okada in this match. Rainmaker countered into one of Takeshita's own, and the crowd lost their mind on Takeshita hitting the Rainmaker. Okada kicked out. Home run forearm collapses Okada as Takeshita put him away with a raging fire to win the title clean, and that was one hell of a match and one hell of a finish. Post match, we saw Mark Davis, Rocky Romero, Callis joined Okada in the ring, and they stood across from Takeshita. They teased like they were going to have a falling out, and then we saw Kyle music hits. Kyle Fletcher walks out. The Proto Stars in the suit. Fletcher seemed to stand side by side with Takeshita before staring down Okada. They hugged it out. Takeshita hugged out in the middle of the ring. Callis has a huge smile on his face as Fletcher picks up Takeshita and blasted him with the clothesline. Takeshita goes down, and out of the Callis family, Fletcher laid out Takeshita and booted him out of the family. Okada and Fletcher both went to pick up the international title as Okada let go and backed off, and Fletcher could deck him with a belt as well. So, heel turn, proper one from Fletcher on Takeshita as well, and I think so. It's a very fantastic move in the storyline of Callis family, and we might get a triple threat match between Okada, Takeshita, and Fletcher heading into Allin Wembley Stadium. That could serve huge for that big show as well. Next up is the Owen Cup match. Women's side, Athena, Mina Shirakawa, quarterfinal match. Very competitive match to kick off the Women's Owen Heart tournament. And Athena took some tough bumps in this one. Crowd were loudly behind Shirakawa, who had plenty of moments to try to put this away. But in the end, the women's forever Ring of Honor champion was too much for Mina Shirakawa in this match. Shirakawa hit a tornado from the ring to the floor as back inside she went up top for a missile drop kick. Cub stop, Super Dragon for a very close to count. Athena missed an off face. Shirakawa countered into a roll up as well. Finger four applied, but Athena got to the ropes. Athena slid through the pump handle tombstone, went up top, hit the off face, and gets the pinfall victory. So again, Athena moves to the next round where she will face either Surrey or Sky Blue. Jim Ross tags in the commentary table for the next match. Next up is Jon Moxley, Kyle O'Reilly, no time limit, AEW Continental title. Simply put, this was a damn good pro wrestling match. It felt like a dynamite. This past week was a prelude to what will happen tonight, and they both delivered fantastically. Moxley can finally say he slayed the Red Dragon, Kyle O'Reilly. Dragon screw into an ankle lock of his own before stomping the Achilles, followed by a PK to the floor where Moxley tries to hype himself up. O'Reilly met Moxley with a curb stop. Moxley exploded into a cutter for a double down. We saw striking battle between these two. Moxley never let go of the submission bulldog choke. O'Reilly scrambled but ultimately had to tap out, and Moxley retains the Continental title. Post-match conglomeration, Death Riders both came out, tend to their stablemates as Moxley got to his feet and offered a handshake, and Kyle O'Reilly accepted. I think that was a great moment, a very good match. Next up is Samoa Joe, Ospreay, Owen Cup quarterfinal match, men's side. The level of these matches tonight, my goodness, this was Ospreay's dream match, and I'm sure it lived up to the hype as these two had a fantastic battle. The men's Owen Heart tournament really is Ospreay's to lose, but damn, is it going to be a fight to get to the finish line as well. Ospreay exploded with the Oscutter right at the bell, tried to mock Joe with boot scraps in the corner. We saw Joe try to take a power bomb, attempted Sasuke special by Ospreay, but landed right into the grips of Coquina clutch before violently smashing Ospreay into the LED board. That looks brutal. Ospreay kept up into a handspring corkscrew kick for a near fall as he wanted a tiger driver, but Joe escaped it out. Ospreay hit another Oscutter. Joe did his walk before hitting a running senton and then hitting a power bomb as well. Ospreay got to the ropes and started not selling kicks, firing off forearms. Joe responded with a combo of his own and discus forearm as well. Ospreay hit the hidden blade. Joe kicked out. Ospreay threw away the elbow pad, went for it again, but sprinted right into a Joe snap power slam. That looks very brutal. Joe locked in the Coquina clutch again. Ospreay started to fade, but as the arm dropped for 3, grabbed the ropes. Joe wanted a muscle buster. Ospreay landed on his feet, exploded with hidden blade. Only Joe kicked out at 1. Another word delivered to the back of Joe's head. Ospreay got the pinfall, this time by hidden blade. Joe bowed down to Ospreay as he was ringside before heading to the back, giving Ospreay his moment. I think so. That was a fantastic match between these two gladiators. Next up is Swerve Strickland versus Bandido, Owen Cup quarterfinal match. Innovative counters, aplenty in this one. A completely different feel to Ospreay versus Joe, and these two set a much different pace initially, but once they started the holy shit moments, they delivered them in droves. And Bandido looks fantastic here, and Swerve Strickland proved he's on another level right now. I think it's safe to say Ospreay versus Strickland could be the final of the Owen Cup this year. Strickland wasted no time going after the neck and back, talking a lot of trash in the process as well. Bandido took too long, signaling for a home run shot as he charged at no one in the corner, rolled through into a nasty release German into the corner. Bandido clutches the neck and Strickland zones in. The bump was very brutal to see. Bandido fought free with a poison runner from the apron to the floor in a moment that rightfully got a holy shit chant from the crowd as well. We saw Strickland smiling, both trade rolling through sunset flips until Bandido somehow does a code red into a snap Hurricane Rana, putting Strickland in the position for 21 plagues, but Strickland countered it into a vertebreaker. House call cracked Bandido flush, and Strickland got the pinfall win in a thriller and moves to the next round. I think so. That was a fantastic move. Great match. Next up is the women's title match. Thekla, Hikaru, Shida, Jamie Hayter, Kris Statlander 4-way. This was a sprint and all the ladies delivered big time in this match. It looked like all out sprint to start. Everyone had the chance to look strong here. The wheels have finally come off the Shida and Statlander friendship. I'm genuinely wondering who is next for Thekla. And Thekla is continuing her solid reign as the women's champion as well. And all the challenges took turns on Thekla to start off the match. Hayter sent Shida and Statlander into one another before two trucks in Hayter and Statlander collided repeatedly. We saw Thekla send Hayter and Shida into barricades before talking Statlander back inside, trying almost for a lockjaw. Only Statlander bit at the hands to get free. Thekla locked in her spider headlock in the corner, but Statlander powered up and whipped Thekla face first onto the top turnbuckle. Stat and Hayter hit dueling buzzsaw kicks before slugging it out themselves. Falcon Arrow by Shida on Thekla, who rolled through into a cradle for a very close 2 count. Shida slapped Statlander, who fired up and beat the hell out of Shida to the floor, smashing her into the steps. Thekla hit by Statlander with a spear. Saturday Night Fever connects, but Shida took her head off with a kendo stick. And Hayter pulled up the kendo stick and Shida to the floor. This left Thekla able to hit curb stop on Statlander for the pinfall victory. So Shida costing Statlander the match. I think so. It's gonna be interesting to see between these two what happens. But Thekla retaining is the right move. Next up is the Stadium Stampede match. Jericho, Hurt Syndicate, Elite, Jack Perry versus Demand, Andrade, Mark Davis, and the Dogs. These kind of matches are always all over the stadium, all over the arena, and I always try to catch up all the stuff happening multiple in multiple places. But this was a go out of your way spectacle to check out and lived up to the billing as well. Video package of the Demand Dogs, Callis family rolling up to the arena with the Demand rocking baseball gear. Jericho's Cruise video package in suits had a video package to the tune of Devil's Dance by Metallica and Smoking Aces style intro. What a beautiful video package that was. Bell sounds and babyfaces clear the ring before Ricochet takes locomotion. Con strikes from all before being literally chucked from the ring by Lashley onto the heel pile as well. Omega low bridged Con as Leon applied an abdominal stretch to Omega as all the heels grabbed hands for the most amount of pressure you could apply as well. Tommy Invincible is backstage and tried saving Perry from getting beat up by Davis in the catering. We saw Satnam Singh, who stared down Andrade before yelling food fight, and everyone backstage started throwing food everywhere. That was funny. Dogs and Bucks fight back up the aisle. Matt smashed the Dogs with hard trash can shots. We saw Leona lifted the cart over his head and threw it at Nick like it was nothing. Benjamin ran back out and was instantly cracked by Finlay's shillelagh as Lashley suffered the same fate as well. We saw Luther handing Jericho an oversized racket before leaving. Jericho laid waste to Ricochet before starting a tennis ball machine firing at him. That was funny. Northern Lights Germans from Matt Jackson and Benjamin to the dogs in the ring. That was very good to see. Super kick party ramped up as Benjamin joined to take out Leona while Lashley flew in with a spear. And Bucks and Omega was there for a snapdragon to both Andrade. Lashley fought with Leona on the apron, finally hit a German off it through a table. We saw Lashley a spear assisted sacrifice knee from Jack Perry, BTE trigger, and nearly Judas effect, which Horn shoved Ricochet away to take the bullet. V trigger from Omega, and all of Jericho's team hit a 7-way super kick party on Bishop Khan. Jericho put him away with the line salt for the pinfall victory. I think so. That was a fun match and very good to see these kind of matches on pay-per-views from AEW as well, and that was very fun ride. Party match. Post-match, Jericho set up a final table ringside, did Sabu pose and hit himself through the table as a tribute to the legend Sabu. Made Taz emotional, and he didn't know Jericho was going to do that, so a very great moment, a great tribute to the hardcore legend as well. And in the main event, MJF Darby Allin hair versus title for the AEW World title. The wheels was falling off when we saw Darby wrestling Speedball McBallion Dynamite. Darby deserves an extending vacation after what he put his body through the last month as champion. This was an excellent main event and one I'm genuinely shocked had no interference and shenanigans, as we got a winner by hard-fought win, something I'm sure MJF will boost about big time going forward. Allin wanted a coffin drop, MJF bailed out where Allin met him with a low topic, quickly grabbing him into the ring and flew over the announce table, placing MJF on the edge of the apron. Allin stood up on the post, leapt for a coffin drop but crashed and burned into a loud third. That looks very brutal. MJF positions the strap in an upward position. MJF positions the strap in an upward position, pulling Allin to the apron and delivers a package pile driver onto the steel steps. That was nasty to see. Allin shot a double leg and a snag in a Scorpion Deathlock. MJF got to the ropes quickly. We saw MJF went for another slingshot cutter, only this time Allin countered it into a Scorpion Death Drop, went up top, hit the coffin drop, and pin attempt very close to count. Both roll to the opposite side of the ring for a stare down, gets up. MJF screams, "Fuck you," as he sent outside. Allin looks for another dive, but MJF pulls the cameraman into his way to take the bullet. Doctors and attendants rushed to the cameraman, and after all that's happened in this match, referee started a 10 count. We saw MJF grab the clippers, but Allin kicked away into a guillotine as MJF faded. Allin placed MJF onto a table and looked up at the scaffolding. Allin climbed to the top, let out a cactus jack, bang bang, leaping off with a coffin drop, crashing through the table and MJF as well. That was very brutal. Allin is bleeding badly from the back of the head as he took MJF back to the ring, hit a coffin drop, and MJF kicked out at 2. That was very, very close. We saw Scorpion Death Drop from Allin, went up top, hit the coffin drop. MJF leapt to crouch him on the top, spun Allin around with an avalanche tombstone before hitting one last side headlock takeover and got the pinfall victory and winning the AEW World Championship for the third time in his career. That was one hell of a main event match. Post-match, we saw Allin had to be loaded onto a stretcher and MJF kicked the doctors away and stood over Allin as he did on Revolution against Hangman Adam Page, stood on the stretcher after winning the belt from Hangman. Kevin Knight sprinted to the ring and chased MJF away, as you could see this coming from a mile away as doctors wheeled Allin right in position. And suddenly, boom, Knight go up top and stare down MJF briefly before looking down and hit a UFO splash onto the stretcher, dumping Allin in the stretcher over. MJF was initially shocked but applauded as commentary pleads, asking what has Knight done. Kevin Knight turning heel on Darby Allin, and the show ends with Knight standing back looking down at Darby Allin. And this was one hell of a heel turn, shocking one, and I think so it is a must do heel turn for Kevin Knight, because his character is developing very nicely on TV and heel tactics are showing on the Dynamite and Collision as well. So I think so that was a very good heel turn. And next program for Darby Allin is set up against Kevin Knight. It's gonna be a fantastic feud. But first, we might see a feud between Speedball Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight for the TNT title. I think so that could be a very good feud between these two as well. And overall, I think so that was a great main event. Overall, a very good, best of the best pay-per-view for AEW in 2026. Really enjoyed the show, and Dynamite on Wednesday is gonna be fantastic and newsworthy as well. So please guys, like and share this video, subscribe to my channel, and keep watching Elite Wrestling World.